Imagine this. Someone you trust is talking to you right now, smiling, sounding completely normal. But what if they were lying? The scary truth is that most people hear hundreds of small lies every single day and never realize it. Not because they're foolish, but because lies are designed to sound believable. Friends lie, coworkers lie. Sometimes even family members bend the truth. And the worst part? Good liars don't look guilty. But here's something interesting. Investigators, interrogators, and behavioral experts have studied deception for decades. Over time, they discovered patterns, small signals that appear when someone is not telling the truth. And today, you're going to learn several of those signals. By the end of this video, you'll start noticing things that most people completely miss. Let's begin with something simple. Trick number 1. Ask questions that assume the truth. Most people accidentally make lying easy. They ask simple questions like, "Did you go out last night?" That question is a gift for a liar. They can just say, "No," end of story. Instead, ask questions that assume something already happened. For example, "What kept you out so late yesterday?" Now the person has to explain details, not just give a yes or no answer. When someone has to invent details, mistakes start appearing, and that's when the truth begins to leak out. Trick number 2. Watch the first few seconds. When you ask a question, don't just listen to the answer. Watch the person carefully for the first few seconds. Why? Because the brain needs time to create a lie. Before the story is ready, the body sometimes reacts automatically. You might notice things like sudden pauses, touching the face, looking away quickly, voice tone changing. One signal doesn't mean much, but several signals appearing together can tell you something interesting is happening in their mind. Trick number 3. Learn their normal behavior. This trick is used by professional investigators. Before asking serious questions, observe how the person behaves during normal conversation. Do they talk fast or slow? Do they use their hands a lot? Do they usually make eye contact? This is called their baseline. Once you understand someone's normal behavior, it becomes much easier to notice when something suddenly changes, and sudden changes often happen when someone feels uncomfortable about the truth. Trick number 4. Ask the same question later. Liars have one big problem. They have to remember a story that never actually happened. Truthful people simply remember real events. So here's what you can do. Ask about something once. Then, later in the conversation, ask about it again in a slightly different way. If the story starts changing or the details don't match, you may have just uncovered something important. Trick number 5. Listen for uncertain language. People who are unsure of their story often protect themselves with weak words. Listen for phrases like maybe, I think, probably, I guess, instead of confidently saying, I was at home. They might say, I think I was probably at home. Those extra words create an escape route if the lie gets exposed. Confidence in language can sometimes reveal confidence in the truth. Trick number 6. Notice when the topic suddenly changes. When someone feels pressure during a conversation, they might try a quick escape. They suddenly change the subject. You might hear something like, "Oh, by the way, did you see that new movie?" This can be a mental defense mechanism. Their brain wants to move away from the uncomfortable topic. If that happens, calmly bring the conversation back. You might say, "Sure, but first tell me more about what you were saying earlier." Watch how they react. Trick number 7. Introduce a small wrong detail. Here's a clever psychological trick. Mention a detail that never actually happened. For example, "So that happened when it was raining, right?" Someone telling the truth will quickly correct you. "No, it wasn't raining." But someone inventing a story may simply agree because they're focused on keeping their lie alive. That small reaction can reveal a lot. Final thought. These techniques aren't about accusing people or starting arguments. They're simply tools that help you observe human behavior more carefully. Because the truth often hides in small details. And once you learn to notice those details, conversations start to look very different. Now I'm curious, which of these tricks surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy learning hidden psychology like this, make sure to subscribe for more videos that reveal how people really think. See you in the next one.